11 most famous murders that still remain unsolved. Zodiac Killer. Despite being one of the most notorious serial killers in history, the Zodiac Killer has not been identified 54 years after he committed his heinous crimes. He killed 5 people on a year-long spree and gave authorities a 340-character cipher that took them 51 years to crack. There were 2 eyewitnesses to his attacks, but they could never correctly identify the man. John Bennett Ramsey. The nation was scandalized by the mysterious killing of 6-year-old John Bennett Ramsey. Her family found a ransom note demanding $118,000, but a call never came, and they simply found her dead body. Bizarrely, a man admitted to the crime, but DNA evidence proved he could not have been at the house, and the case is open to this day. Princess Diana. The official story of Princess Diana's death is that paparazzi drove her off of the road. But she actually predicted her own death in a letter to her lawyer, which stated that efforts were being made to get rid of her through a car accident. Witnesses also say they saw a white Fiat driving next to Diana that was unaccounted for in official reports. O.J. Simpson's wife. Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman were murdered in cold blood on June 12, 1994, in Los Angeles. Although O.J. virtually admitted to his crimes when he penned a book entitled If I Did It, the case is still officially unsolved, and the public may never learn the full story of these horrific murders. Marilyn Monroe. Hollywood legend Marilyn Monroe died from a sleeping pill overdose at only 36 years of age, but many believe she was murdered, with suspects ranging from the Kennedys and the CIA to Teamsters union leader Jimmy Hoffa and the Mafia. Some commentators even believe she had discovered proof of aliens and had to be eliminated. Tupac. It took over 30 years for police to make their first arrest in the brutal murder of rapper Tupac when Dwayne "Keefe D." Davis was finally charged with murder in 2023. However, Davis was merely the shot caller of the murder, and he refuses to admit who actually pulled the trigger on Tupac. Black Dahlia. When 22-year-old actress Elizabeth Short was found dead in Los Angeles in 1947, the blood had been drained from her body. She was cut in half, and her mouth had been cut into a smile. This became known as the Black Dahlia murder, but more than 75 years later, the cops are no closer to finding her killer. Bruce Lee. Martial artist Bruce Lee died at the age of 32 years in Hong Kong on July 20, 1973, under mysterious circumstances. Officially, he passed away from acute kidney failure, but many believe he was offed by the mob. Because he was in peak physical fitness, fans don't think he could have died so suddenly, and some believe he owed money to gangsters. Jack the Ripper. In 1888, a legendary killer named Jack the Ripper murdered 5 sex workers around London, each with their throats slashed and their bodies mutilated in a way that indicated they all met their fates at the hands of the same person. He even toyed with police, mailing them body parts of the victims, but they never caught him. Notorious B.I.G. When the Notorious B.I.G. was shot 4 times from a moving vehicle, it led to a notorious murder that would spawn conspiracy theories for generations. The bullet entered his right hip and ripped through his liver, lung, and heart, and the killer sped off and was never apprehended. According to the lead investigator, the shooter is most likely dead. You cannot ask him who paid him. Jimi Hendrix. For many years, it was widely believed that legendary guitarist Jimi Hendrix committed suicide by asphyxia in a London mansion. Then it was determined his barbiturate overdose was accidental, but a former roadie believes Hendrix was murdered by his former manager. Apparently, this manager was connected to the mob, and Hendrix's blood alcohol level was low, despite the claim that he had mixed large volumes of booze with barbiturates.